Hello party people, it is Will Pemble. I'm going to do a quick product review for you today. The nice folks at Goloho were kind enough to send me an automotive weather stripping custom cut for Model 3 only kit. And what this does is it is a door seal kit that is supposed to seriously deaden the noise that comes off the road when you're driving your Tesla. So first thing we're going to do is go for a ride in the Tesla as it is. I've got a sound meter in the car. We're going to measure the sound at different conditions and different speeds and see what that's like. Then we'll unbox this. Then we'll install this, and then we'll go for the same ride we went before we installed all of this stuff, and we'll see if the numbers are any different. Thank you again to the folks at Goloho for this. There's a link below if you want to go get a discount on this product if it turns out to be kind of awesome, and let's get going. So here's what we've got. We've got a decibel meter here running on my iPhone, and we've got the speed of the car and some other information. Maybe you can see the back camera. If you look here, that might give you an idea of what the road looks like that we're traveling on, and I'll narrate that a little bit. All right, so a fairly smooth country road, I would say. Okay, here comes our highway test without the door seals installed. And just for fun, okay, now let's see what's in the box. What we got here? Here is our Goloho 6 packages adhesion promoter number 10, automotive weather stripping custom cut for Model 3 only, and an instruction sheet. So that's very handy. That's going to tell us exactly what to put where. So the instructions seem pretty simple. The stuff goes here. First you wipe it off, then you peel off the sticky bits, and then you stick on the thing, and then you make sure to leave the holes. Whatever that means. We'll figure out what that means as we go. So we've got our instructions. That's an important part of the mix. This is a sealed bag, so we'll take some scissors, make a little we'll keep the waste over here just to kind of see how much garbage we end up with when it's all said and done. And maybe move our box over here. So here's our left front door. Here's our right front door. Here's our B pillar. Here's our right rear door. Here's our A pillar. So a B pillar is going to go in the rear. Our A pillar is going to go in the front. And our left rear door. Also in the bag, also in the box, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 extras of adhesion promoter. So here's our adhesion promoter. There. That's pretty, right? There. Adhesion promoter and our instruction card. And that's the whole darn deal. Obviously, a lot of this is going to turn into garbage, but it seems like a fairly straightforward process, right? Left front door, A pillar, B pillar, left rear door, right rear door. In addition to what's in the box, you're probably going to want one towel and a thing of Windex, assuming that your car is relatively clean. The inside of my car is relatively clean. The outside's a little dusty, but I'm a little OCD about it. But so what I'm going to do before I use the small number of the adhesion promoters is I'm just going to spray some Windex on my clean white towel, and I'm going to wipe down this part of the door where, because see, wipe that down and get that nice and clean. If I were to start with the adhesion promoter to do that, then I would probably disappoint myself, because I would get the adhesion promoter, those little disposable wipe things, I would probably just blow those out right away, and it wouldn't do me any good. Right down here, that's the A pillar, so what I'm assuming is that's where we're going to put that second strip. Yeah. And remember a couple of minutes ago when I said you were going to want one of these? If you had 3 or 4 of these, that might not be bad. So in addition to what comes in the box so far, we're going to need some glass cleaner and some, well, gym towels. I do that just about every time I get out of my car, because I'm a little bit psycho that way. All right, adhesion promoter. Going to promote some adhesion now. Oh my God, that smells terrible. Okay. In the little instruction card that comes with the door seals, it says avoid holes. Those holes are going to be right here at the trailing edge of the door on the inside, and also at the leading edge, near the leading edge of the door. And so we want to get our weather stripping below those 2 holes as it goes all the way across. And then here's what it looks like. This is what I think is really, really cool about here, is this corner is already built into the strip, and so I don't have to buy a bunch of different kinds of weather stripping to make this come true, because it's prefabricated, and so I kind of like that. I'm just going to make sure that this will fit where I want it to fit before I go sticking stuff, like find out where this whole thing is going to go. This is sort of what I figure it's gonna do, is like that. So I'm gonna start and I'm making this up as I go. I don't know if this is exactly the way to do it, but I figure that I'm just gonna start. I'm not gonna peel all of this red tape off all at once because I don't want the thing to turn into one great big sticky deal. I'm just gonna start with what I think it should be, which is over the hole, so I don't cover the drain hole on the inside of the door. So if I peel this up, I can see my drain hole is not covered. And then right on the inside of the door. And then I can peel this up very gently. If you get close, you can see there's a metal seam where this outside skin of the door folds around and is sealed here. And what I want to do is I want my adhesive to match up exactly with that seam, because I think it's going to look prettier that way. When I get right to the top, I can peel it back a little bit and just use some scissors to snip it off at an angle so that when I finish sticking it, it disappears up into the rest of the door. Now, I'm going to continue down this side. The way I'm doing this one is I'm matching up the bottom lip with the bottom of the front door. Again, avoiding that drain hole as we go all the way down, and then making sure to pinch from the outside of the door on top of this thing. We're going to pinch it all the way down to make sure that our adhesive is as sticky as it can be. I don't have one, but if I did, I would use a little roller. Probably you could get one at an auto parts store or a tool store. I would use a little roller to roll this thing out and make sure it was really, really well attached. So that's the first door seal, right? Here's the OG factory door seal right here, and then here's the aftermarket door seal. Now what I'm going to do is shut the door, see what it sounds like. All right. Okay, I can already tell just from that sound that these things are awesome. The sound on this film obviously is terrible, but what I can tell you for sure is the solidness, the seal that the door achieves is like a whole lot better than it was. And I've only put on just the front door strip. I haven't put on the strip for the pillar, and I haven't put on all the rest of them. What I'll do on the next one is I'll go slam the front door on the other side so that we can compare. But dude, it really, really sounds good. I'm excited about doing this. For the A-pillar, what you'll find is that the weather stripping is shaped like this, and here's the adhesive part. So the adhesive part is going to go just there, on the inside of the door. Driver's door done. Now I've only got 3 more of those. I'm guessing that they're going to be easier than the first one was, because the first one took a whole lot of figuring out and adventure. So for the back door, there's no corner. There's no like right angle like there is on the front door strip, but there is this little nub. So that's one end where it's very smooth, and then the other end is just cut off. And so this smooth end I'm going to put up right here at the top of the door, because that's where I think it needs to be beautiful. And again, I'm just following this little ridge, because this little ridge goes down to that drain hole at the bottom. The purpose of the drain hole at the bottom of the door, there's one at the front of the back, there's one at the front of each door, the leading edge of each door, and there's one at the trailing edge of each door. When water goes down the glass, that's where the water drains out of the door. So do not plug those holes. If you plug those holes, what's going to happen is your door is going to fill with water, and all sorts of non-awesome things will ensue, like smell bad, rust, smell bad. What's the point of driving a Tesla if it smells bad, right? So, none of that. So again, we only peel off the cover for the glue as we're applying the strip. And I'm just checking here to make sure that I'm in the right spot for when I reach the door. So up here, I'm going to start right there. Hold it, peel a little bit more. Right, there's my drain. There's my drain hole. I'm being very careful to not cover the drain hole. See, I'm feeling up in there to make sure my drain hole is not covered. It's not. And then I'm just going back and pressing everywhere I can. Interesting thing about Tesla moldings is they're not glued in. They just snap in, the Tesla ones, and so we'll see how that goes over time. But that sounds German. Here's what the strip on the B-pillar looks like. It doesn't actually attach to the B-pillar, it attaches to the door. One thing I love is now that I've got these extra strips on the car, all of that hardware, the hinges, that wiring channel, this catch for the door here, all of this stuff is going to be protected from water and dust and all of that stuff that would normally get in there, because we've got a whole new set of seals that go all the way around the outside of the door. So it's going to make the car much easier to keep clean. I would recommend doing this the day you got your car so that you don't ever have to worry about dust inside the workings of your doors. That, I think, would be a pretty cool thing. So when it's all said and done, here is what remains from the kit that we got. We've got a couple of pieces of leftover stripping that I can use for other things. And so I'm not going to call that garbage. I'm going to call that like smash kit stuff. So I can keep that and use it for some other thing. It'll end up in a bin in the garage and we may see it later. The backing tape for the adhesive, absolutely garbage. The adhesion promoter wipes, certainly also garbage. This box I could save for things and use to store other stuff. And then this plastic bags, each of these plastic bags are recyclable if you take them to the store. One other thing is I did use one paper towel because I just got lazy, and so I used one paper towel. Mostly I used washable, reusable towels, but that's all the garbage that you end up with. That's all the leftover stuff you end up from this kit. So not too bad, but honestly, I'd like to see it a little bit more friendly. Maybe all of the pieces could go in one plastic bag and labeled just a little bit better, and that way we could maybe cut down on that plastic waste. So perhaps a little teeny bottle of adhesion promoter and just wipe that on with a terry cloth towel. That may be another way to save some material, but not too bad. I'm gonna give it a B+ for packaging. So I'm going to say the door seal kit was pretty easy to install. I got a little bit confused as to exactly how the pieces fit and where they fit, and I had to kind of give that a real think. I'd love to see better instructions, a better diagram in the packaging for this. But again, if you have this video and you're watching this video, you'll know how to do it because I've just shown you how to do it. So it's no big deal there. I love the feel of the doors when they close now. It sounds and feels a whole lot more substantial. That high frequency pop when you close the door, that's been dampened really, really seriously. And what you're left with that kind of like low bass sound when you close the door. Much more German, if you will. That's one of the things about the Tesla that I didn't really love when I got it, is like it was more like a clang, sort of more of a I don't want to say Toyota sort of a feel, but you know what I'm talking about. Much more of a lightweight car feel. This changes that significantly, and now I get a really, really good thunk when I close the door. It feels good. I love that. All the dust and goo that I wiped off the inside of the doors and the hinges when I installed this kit, I know that I'm not going to have to do that anymore because the new gaskets go all the way around the outside of the door, so dust isn't going to get in there as much anymore, and that's going to keep the car cleaner for longer. So I would recommend that you put this kit in the day you get your Tesla, because if you do that, you'll never have to worry about getting all that dust out of there. And unless you're a professional detailer, chances of you getting that dust out of there on your own, pretty low. So this is going to help you with that as well. My overall feeling about this kit is that even though the road noise wasn't significantly reduced, it was reduced a little bit. Even though it wasn't significantly reduced in terms of the actual ambient noise in the cabin, the feel of the cabin is a lot better. It feels much more sealed and secure as I drive, just because there's less air moving in and out of the car, and I think that's a good thing. And the way the doors close sounds much better acoustically inside the car. It just feels better. I don't really know any other way to describe it than that. So I really, really love this product, and I'm really grateful that they sent me one for free, and I want to let you know that I've got the product for free, and that's why I agreed to make the video in the first place. But if I knew then what I know now, I would have just paid the money and bought this thing, because it is really, really worth it. It takes the Tesla experience to the next level, and if you're a Tesla person, you're all about that, probably. So I'll put a link down below where I think you can get a discount on the thing. Also, full disclosure, if you buy it with that link, probably they're going to kick back some money to me. That would be cool. Not a lot, but a little. Overall, the Goloho weather stripping, I'm going to give it a solid A as a product. It was not hard to install. It was a lot of fun to do. I love to get my hands on things. If you don't want to do it yourself, you could get somebody to do it for you easy enough. It's cheap, and especially for the effect you get, for the improvement in the quality of the Tesla driving experience, I'm a big fan of this product. Thanks for helping me check out this product. I'm Pemble, and I'll see you soon.